For your STEM project, we are looking at tracking animals in the ocean using technology and tracking devices. The project is now called STEM and Ocean Tagging Research, and it replaces the group STEM Project and Water that we started earlier this year. So this is now an individual project, more like an activity that you can complete in a short amount of time, and this has got a due date of May 18th. So this is what the file looks like when you open it up. The objectives are for you to understand technology that is being used to track animals of all kinds in the ocean. We're going to focus in on sharks, but they also do whales and pinnipeds like seals, alligators, turtles, things like that. And we're going to see that this is tracked in real time, and you can see their historical movements at a particular website that I'll show you. And then using an app or a website, you could track their movements in the future as well. And this has been going on for a number of years. We're learning a lot about animals and their interactions with others of their species in the food web, how our environment is affecting them, like with the temperatures of the ocean increasing, things like that. Patterns of the primary producers, like the plankton, how it affects the migratory patterns of these animals. So we're learning how to be good stewards of the earth. I like the title of this document. Knowing this research enables us to conserve the animal, conserve our environment, know how it all ties in. So, we're caretakers of the earth, and this is really how we find out how we're doing. You're going to communicate your finding as I'll go through this document here. So follow the procedure. Watch questions or procedural steps number 1, 2, and 3. It is going to help you understand and visualize, how they get these tags on these animals. It's very interesting. So check it out. And I'm posting some help information here in number 4. So you will hopefully have all the information you need to work through this project. But let me know if you have any questions. Your write-up is in this file right here. Question number 1. As you watch those videos, you're going to understand why the animals are tagged. I gave that to you really in the objectives of this project. You're going to use a website, osearch.org. It's like ocean and the word search kind of melded together. And the website works great, but there's also an app in Zulu that you can download, osearch, and you can use either one. I think maybe the website's a little easier to use. You will insert a screenshot of the shark and its movements right there, so make your screenshot fill that entire space. There are several different types of tracking devices put on these sharks, so as you do your research, you can zero in on one of them, and as the question says, do a little research, use Google. I'll give you a couple other websites you can go to find information. And in place of number 4, you can answer question number 5 and do a little more research on the tagging programs with different institutes and oceanographic observatories. So you have some options there. You will be filling out 5 data records for your shark. So you will get this information at the osearch.org website. And you have to have 5 data points. Try to make them pretty relevant, like at least one that has been in the last week. You can track this over the next 5 or 10 days and get very accurate, or you could go back in time and have some historical reference. notice up in the table, it does ask for you to get latitude and longitude, and the OSearch website does not do that. Like on the left, I'll take you to the website, but you'll need to use Google Earth and dropping a pin location. So you want to do a split screen, kind of like this. I'll show you how to do that, and you're going to be able to get the longitude and latitude. So let's jump right into that. So I'm going to open up osearch.org website. This is what it looks like when you go here, and I'm going to start like osearch.org because it brings up a menu that you see right there next to the pictures. It's kind of a line item, and right next to this picture of Vimy, a white shark that's 12 feet long, it has the menu. And if you see the three lines, that's the filter. And if you are zeroing in on a particular shark, you'll know its name, and then you can just find it in the list. But I'm going to suggest that you start by zeroing in on some shark that is showing rings around it. It's recent activity, so I'm just going to select this guy. And that's Miss Costa, and it's information that you'll need for the top of your log. So go ahead and identify this as a female white shark, 12 feet 5 inches long, 1,668 pounds. That's information that you'll need. Got a picture of her that you can click into. You can click the heart next to her, and now it's a favorite here that you can search by favorites. And I really recommend that you click on month instead of all activity. It's going to narrow what you need to look, because wow, look at all that activity. It's pretty crazy how it's moved around. If you want to do it by the year, that might be good right there. That looked pretty good. Or maybe you need to narrow it down to a week. I'm just gonna move to a week just to minimize the information on the screen here. Every little zero, or I should say circle, is a data point that you can click into. So you'll need that information. And then also I'm going to zoom out so that I could see a little bit more of the cities, because we're going to have to do a side-by-side comparison with Google Earth. So I've already started Google Earth and so I'm somewhat prepared to show this to you. How you get your pin locations. So now I have Google Earth on the right hand side, and there's North Carolina. So I'm trying to get the maps to look pretty similar here like that. And the first pin I'm going to drop is like right there for May 1st. So I'll just tap on the Google Earth, and it dropped a pin down at the very bottom right hand side. Now it says that this is 35 degrees, 50 minutes, and 4 seconds of north latitude, and you'll have to write that down in your chart. Then 73 degrees, 49 minutes, and 3 seconds west longitude. And so that is how you get the longitude and latitude. I can even see the little cracks in the bottom of the ocean right there. So if the next pin that I want to show right there for May 5th, I can click on my Google Earth and drop a new pin, and there's your new longitude, latitude data. So pretty easy to do, right? And you will want to get a screenshot of this picture, and I'll kind of zoom in like that. Do a screenshot. Now I have that information that I could put into my chart for the write-up that was needed. And so that's a pretty good overview of this. If I go back to the worksheet, you can see that gave you information for the chart. Down here's how do I get the longitude and latitude that I just went over. And so you've got to do some research on the tracking devices. So that is your STEM project. There's a lot of science and technology and engineering in getting these devices. I'm very impressed by how they try to put these tracking devices, collect samples of their skin bacteria, blood, so they can get a DNA analysis. They share all this data worldwide with everyone so that we could all collaborate together from this research with minimal contact on the animal. They try to do all this within 15 minutes. They have to pour water over their gills. They have to bolt these devices onto the sharks, so you'll enjoy watching that. Different types of devices are put on there, some to stay on for the entire life, some that are released after like a month of tracking, and then that device comes up and they collect it. So check out the technology used to track animals. Everyone should be using a different shark, so no two people's information is going to be the same. All right. Have a good time with this project.